Welcome back everyone to another Minecraft tutorial on my channel, and today I will show you how to turn a single player world into a multiplayer world, because there are some differences and you can't just copy them into one another. And I will also show you how to turn a multiplayer world into a single player world. So let's not talk too much and just step right into it. I would just quickly show you my survival world. And yeah, in this tutorial I will try to skip some unnecessary steps. For example, creating a server. I just assume you know how to do that, and if you don't, you can ask for a tutorial or just look it up. And the main reason I'm doing this is because I found that all of the tutorials out there are lacking something. They don't show the whole process, they don't show everything. So yeah, that's basically why I'm doing this. So let's start right ahead. This is the single player world, and we want to turn this whole thing that I've played in for hours in survival maybe into a multiplayer world that I can play with my friends. It's gonna be pretty laggy over here because I got a lot of chests. But yeah, now let's start the process, and we will switch over to the file explorer real quick. So now we're over here in the file explorer, and this Medivia world is the one we want to turn into a multiplayer world first, and then we'll turn it back into a single player world. So what we need to do is we need to have the saves directory open, and we need our Minecraft server directory open. And I can already start the server real quick, and you will see what happens. We have to accept the EULA, but that doesn't matter. I'm not really talking about that. But while the server loads, let me talk about the structure of these worlds. So the single player world has its world attributes with all the different data, and also contains two folders that a multiplayer world doesn't contain, and this is the dim1 and the dim-1 folder, and they are the representations of world_nether and world_the end, or the underscore end. So dim1 is the end and dim1 is nether, but this is not everything it needs. So I think the server, yeah, we need to accept the EULA real quick. You can't really see that, but I just wrote true in there. As mentioned, I won't really go about all the server side processes. Like, I just expect you to know how to create a server. And since I allocated a lot of RAM to this, it should load pretty quickly. Yeah, you already see we got world at the end, and now I can already start the server again, because this is what your server should be looking like right now. So we got these three worlds, and as I just said, in a single player world, these two these two worlds are represented by dim1 and dim-1. So we will just really quickly delete this, and I recommend you make a backup of this. And I just did it like this. Okay, it doesn't really work, but for me, I don't really need a backup, but I just recommend you do it. So what you want to do is you just go to your saves folder, copy this thing. I can just copy it over and just paste it in here. Okay, let me just skip that stuff, and it should have loaded everything over. Yeah, I think everything is transferred correctly. I at least hope it is. And if you don't have any like blue map ID, this is just from a plugin, you don't really need that. And okay, let's get to the point. We have the dim1 and the dim-1, and we can pull them over into the main directory. And now we have Medivia, or our world name, and then the two folders. We really quickly rename this to world. It's configured in the server properties if you really want the world's name to stay the same in the folder, but I would just change it to world. Everything else is a bit more complicated, but you can't just rename these. You will have to make a new folder and call them world nether, and another folder which is called world the end. World the end. And as mentioned, dim1 goes into world the end, and dim-1 goes into world nether. If we look at another Minecraft server, maybe a few versions ago, this is what it looks like. I think because you don't have these files, it won't really save all your inventory stuff, so you should maybe stay in the overworld. But I don't know, maybe it's also just saved within the overworld. But we go back to our new server, and now we can start it up. And I will just see you in game in a minute, or we can just do this without a cut real quick. We just go over to Minecraft and go over to multiplayer and wait for our server to start. It started. We can just hop into the localhost, and yeah, that's great. The world looks like, oh my god, it's lagging so bad. The world looks like it is the same. It's on the server now. You see, I can run, okay, if I would OP myself just like that, yeah, you see I can run /op now, and here, so it is a server. And now we can actually just head into the nether real quick, because this is something you should always test before you start playing this. And yeah, this is the nether that I've built. You can see it is edited and not newly generated. Just check if it is the nether that you've been working with, and this one is, so I'm pretty happy. We also head back and check if it worked the same with the end. So I have saved my end coordinates here in another file, and just hop into there, and yeah, it is the same. All my farms are there. So this worked pretty neatly. My single player world is now a multiplayer world, and I hope I didn't miss any steps, but I should not have. And yeah, if you just wanted to transfer your single player world onto a server, this is how you do it. You just copy and rename, and make sure you put the dim1 and dim-1 into their own separate folders and not just rename them. And this is the way that it works. But now let's say you're on a multiplayer world or server, and you want to transfer the 3 folders into one. I actually think it's pretty easy now that you know how to do it the other way around, but I will just quickly show you how you can do that as well. So therefore we will just head back to the file explorer real quick, and let's say we want to transfer these 3 worlds into a new world called world 56, whatever. We just open that up and go into our main directory, and we can already copy this over, and that's great. Everything will fine. That is not the way that you should do it. Wait, let's just do that again. We delete this, copy it, and copy this into saves, and this way we have a new world which we can now call world 657, whatever. And now we go into this, and we don't have a nether and an end world, so we just hop into world nether, and oh, I have to watch out. If we just drag it, we move it, so we just paste it. Like, you go into your own, into the separate directories, world the end, copy it, go in world, in your new world, and paste them over. And now if we hop back into Minecraft real quick, we should be able to see that there's a new Medivir. The world name doesn't change if you just rename it. We have to rename it here, like that. And it looks fine already by the thumbnail, but we will just have a quick look at it, and it looks great. This is the last state that we've saved, I think. So if we were to simply teleport ourselves to the end again, it worked. We've got everything on our single player world. As you can see, I cannot run any /op, and not because I don't have permission, just because the command doesn't exist. Or maybe I should show this plugins. It just doesn't exist, which it would do on a spigot, paper, bucket, whatever server. Yeah, I think that's the whole process. If there's any questions left, you can always ask me in the comments, and if you need a tutorial on how to create a server or whatever, just ask as well. I'll happy to do that. I'm already working on some other projects, but I think that should fit within my time schedule. So yeah, I'm happy that you have been watching the video, and I hope it could help if you say like that. Yeah, so I'm happy to catch you in the next one, and I wish you all a great day, evening, whatever.